Hi, it's Lisa from Girl in the Garage. Hope everyone's doing okay. So tonight I'm doing another frog and I'm going to put seashells in it because my lovely hairdresser Tracey from Tomakin gifted me this bag of these little seashells. And they look absolutely gorgeous in resin. And my lovely subscriber Nat from Brisbane, hi Nat from Brisbane, if you're watching, I'm going to dedicate this video to you because you want to see a tutorial on how to do little seashell dishes and put seashells in resin. So this one is for you. But before I start, I've got my nice new frog mold, which is awesome because I've got a couple other things I've got to do with this frog. So first of all, I'm going to put his eyes in. So I'm just going to pop a drop of my UV resin in his little eye socket. Everything I'm going to be using tonight I will link in the description box for you guys. Just going to make sure my eye's in the right spot. I'm not sure if you can see, hopefully you can. You'll have to excuse my videoing. And I'm just going to use my little torch tonight instead of my other UV lamp. Generally when I'm doing a tutorial I forget to pop the eyes in, but I didn't forget tonight, so that's a bonus. So yeah, big shout out to Tracey, my gorgeous hairdresser from Tomakin. Thank you so much for the seashells. Appreciate it so much. Yep, that should be okay. Pop in the other one. Yes, I'd love to know what everybody else has been making. Share your pics with me. I'd love to see them. And I'd also love to see if you've followed any of my tutorials and you've made something from them. It'd be awesome to see what you made. Yeah, that should be fine. Once you get your eyes in, you just got to be careful because you can dislodge them quite easily if you're mucking around with your mold too much. So I had some leftover resin from another project and I've popped my seashells into it. But I'll just give my mold a bit of a spritz. Yeah, so I just popped a little bit of resin in my cup and popped my seashells in, gave them a stir, and I popped just the tiniest amount of diamond dust in there. once I pour this in, and we will need more, I'll show you what I did. That was lucky. Just found stray hair. Always seem to get stray hair in your resin. And especially more so if you have pets. Hence my gorgeous girl is laying down here by my feet. So no doubt it was one of hers. She's a Japanese Spitz. She's a beautiful girl, but she sheds. So no doubt it was a Yuki hair. Which I don't mind. So I'll just pop some more resin in my cup. Just grab a handful of my shells. I've actually got a few random shells and bits and pieces in there, so I've sort of just been going slowly and plucking anything out that I don't want in my resin. So there's a couple of big shells in here, so I like that one. So I'm just going to be a bit careful. Oh, and there's a piece of crab shell. Let's get that out. Not that you'll probably really see it, but I'm just trying to keep it with all these little shells, and I actually don't even know what they're called. We get them here down the south coast of New South Wales, but only on a few beaches. So sometimes they're hard to get, but I love them in resin because they're tiny and they're all different colours. And it takes me back to my childhood when we used to collect them and put them on our earrings and our necklaces. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of my diamond dust in. And you only need the littlest amount because it can really overtake your project. But I just want a little bit of sparkle in there. I want this packed pretty tight because I sort of don't really want that gappy look where you can see the clear resin through. You just got to be mindful not to sort of push too hard and overpack it because you can warp your mould, especially on these cheaper ones. Not so much on the handmade ones, but these cheap ones can warp. So you just got to be wary of that. And push them right up in under the head there. And hopefully we won't trap any bubbles. But they should release because I'm using deep pour, and I tend to find with the deep pour you get much better bubble release using shells because it takes a couple of days to cure. I might be able to find some small ones to do his little toes and fingers with. Have to see. Because these ones are all different sizes. Just got to make sure you have your shells laid down flat, because if they're sticking up above the bottom of your mould, it can make it off balance. Like it won't sit flat properly once you demold it. So you just got to be wary of that. But you can always put little silicone feet on if you get the occasional shell that pops up, because that can happen from time to time. Okay, I'm going to get a handful of shells now and see if I can find some small ones. Work out how I'm going to put these. I think I put those. So what I might do, just get some little drop of resin in the toes. And then I'm just going to stick some shells in, and then I'll stick some more resin over the top. So it's all those toes done. I'll pick out my little shells. Pop them in that way, I think. Oh, that one's a bit too big. Small one. Using tweezers would probably be easier. That one's sticking up for some reason. Must be full of air. That way. No, it's too big. Okay. He's gone. So I'm going to go and get my tweezers because I'm making a mess. Probably have to babysit these for a while, because that one wants to float too, I think, because it's got air trapped in the shell until it fills up with resin. Might not sink. I'll just give it a spritz with some alcohol and just drop another bit of resin on the toes. That one just wants to float, so he's going. Yep, that one's fine now. So now I'm just going to fill it up with some won't be able to put too many in the feet because they're not very wide. Yeah, I'll probably just do it like that so there's a bit of a gap between like his hand and then a gap, so clear resin and then a shell for the toes. So I'll drop some more resin in each toe and fill the rest up. And then yeah, that's basically it until it cures. It's a nice and easy one really. And you'll probably notice with my tutorials I'm not one to fast forward all the bits. I'll leave that up to you guys. Some people like to watch the full tutorial, other people like to fast forward the bits. So yeah, you just do you. And I'll just do me. It's just a little bit too, oops, a bit too big that one. They're a little bit sandy, these ones. I probably should have washed them first, but you won't really see the sand with the diamond dust, hopefully. But yeah, generally I would have washed the shells just to make sure there's no sand in there. But I was a bit excited and I just wanted to get this tutorial done. Might be just a tad too big, that one. Toes are going to be tricky to find little ones. No, that one's just fitting. Alright, where are all the tiny ones? So I'm just dunking it in the sort of resin. There, it's got no shells in it, and that's sort of making it a bit easier to pop them in the tubes. Oh, that was lucky, it just fit. Couple more toes to go and I'm done. Lucky last. Beautiful. Oops, got a couple of floaters in there. Pick them out. And maybe one more there. One more, I reckon. That's it. Beautiful. A little spritz. And that's it. And I'll see you for the demold. Bye for now. Okay, so it's been about 10 hours and now that the resin has settled, I've just made up a little bit more deep pour resin just to fill up the mould. You can see it here, I've been sorting my seashells into different colours, so that'll be another little project that I'll be working on, which will be coming up soon. So I'm doing this just to ensure that the resin goes down into any little gaps. So I'll watch that. For the next few hours, and if that subsides I'll add a little bit more, but that should be enough. I'll give that a little spray, but hopefully I'll see you back for the demold. I'll see you back soon for the demold, I should say. So it's demolding day, and our little frog friend here has cured, and I've already loosened him up and sprayed him with some alcohol. Trying to hide him. Oh, that's not really working, is it? Another little spray. Loosen that head up. Hey. Ta-da! Wow. He's so cute. And just enough sparkle. And his eyes look good. And hopefully you can see that sparkle. And his little toes, look how cool they worked up. He just needs a little bit of a trim. Oh, we've got a couple of little bubbles. Well, they're not really bubbles, it's just little holes where the shell has, it's just the way the shell's sitting, and that can be filled up with UV resin, which I'll do, and get some photos of him. What do you think? I think it turned out really cool. I love him. Leave your comments below. And yeah, give it a go. And if you do, make sure you share. I'd love to see what you come up with. Alright, thanks so much for watching, and see you for the next one. Bye.